Hi guys, I greet you all in the name of the Lord. My name is Maggie Seure. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing great. If you're watching for the first time, I want to let you know that you did not click on this video by accident. It is for a purpose, either for you or for somebody that you know. Still on marriage, today I want to highlight four reasons why you need to leave. You need to leave, to pack and go. And when I talk of leaving, I don't mean to divorce. Like I always say, you never know the plans of God. You need to separate, seek God, and get a clear roadmap. So if today you are in this place where you're like, now where I am, I think I can't stay. Let me just give you four reasons why it is justifiable that you just get out of that place as soon as possible. Number one is if you've been praying, like in my last video, I talked about God directing you when you pray. God will direct you when you seek Him. Like he did for me some years back, as I talked about in my last video. God may direct you to actually be separated because He wants to deal with you personally, with each one of you personally. And so if it is by the direction of God and you've heard God clearly and you know it's His will that you may just leave, just go. Because it's important to obey. You see, when you seek God and He answers, you need to obey His voice. So that is one of the reasons why you should just get out and go. Number two reasons why you need to leave is if you're going through physical abuse. If domestic violence is the order of the day, what are you still doing there today? With these reasons of, I don't want to shame my parents, so it is better for you to die? Do you think it is the will of your God who made you to just stay and die in a place where you're supposed to receive happiness? It is time to go. Take a break. Go and be separated and be safe from this harm. And you never know. You see, people say, people are animals. Do you know God can change somebody? It doesn't matter how many years it will take, but you never know. That person who is an animal today, who is abusing you physically. It may be even a lady, like she's throwing things at you and always seeking a physical fight. It's time to go because it's very dangerous for your health. But let me tell you, many years down the line, you never know how these people can meet God, because only God can change somebody who is abusive and doesn't even see that it is wrong. So it is time to go. You see, you're abusing each other, very bad, dirty words in front of the kids. It is time to go for the sake of those kids. You're thinking you're staying because of the kids, but you're actually torturing those kids because they are not in a healthy environment. If you want your kids to grow well and to be at peace, you need to go, my sister. It is time to be separated as soon as possible for the sake of your life. This one doesn't even have to be really narrated much because we see what's happening every single day. People are killing each other. There is something that I always like to use as an example. Enzi za wazazi wetu, during those old times of our parents, there was an old tradition where you hear the husband can beat up the wife and the wife doesn't have to go anywhere. I understand. My mom used to tell us that they used to do that. No, my dad never beat my mom. I don't mean that. But I mean, during those days, you would hear a woman was beaten, but she will not go away. And the reasons then were because a husband was not beating to kill. Although that was still really wrong. How do you abuse somebody you claim to love? But she was not being beaten to be killed. It was like they're being beaten like a child to be corrected. And they took it positively, you see. But today, you want to apply the same tradition and sorry about that. Today, you want to apply the same tradition and say maybe they are beating you to correct you. The way people are fighting with knives and pangas. And you think people these days beat you up to kill you because they are angry. And the devil has geared people and they just want to kill. So you cannot tolerate. It just begins like that. And the next day, we hear in the news that somebody was killed. This person needs to meet with God. He needs to be dealt with in his own, in his own way. I mean, in his own life, by his own self, by his own self. He needs to be dealt with. It could also be a woman because they've said this thing is easy, it's two-way. So if you're going through domestic violence, it's time to pack and go. Don't wait for anybody to tell you. It should be in your gut that this is not right. Marriage should be joyous and I'm going through pain. So it's time to go. Number 3 reasons why you need to leave is if they're asking you to leave. You see, you have this partner who every day reminds you, I don't even love you. What are you even doing here? You need to leave. Let me tell you, you just need to leave. Yes, you may still want them, you still love them, you're desperate, but let me tell you, it's time to go. Just you need that space. Get out and go and meditate on your life and see what you really want, because they have told you with their own mouths. Because I know it's difficult when somebody, you're going through a hard time, but this person keeps confusing you, tells you I love you, and yet he's doing the opposite. But now this is a situation where they're even telling you go. What are you waiting for? Every time you have an argument, they tell you, go, I don't even love you. Imagine they print it out. They just say it the way it is. I don't want you. Why don't you get out and move on? You see, those are enough reasons to just pack and go. And I've had people who are so desperate and they even beg to stay. And you even tell them, you can do whatever you want, but just allow me to stay with you. Like, you have belittled yourself, you have belittled your God, and decided to settle for less. Every person deserves to be loved by the person that loves them. If somebody today is expressing to you that I don't want to be with you, pack and go. I have to say, for my case, there was not a time that I was told to pack and go, actually. So if you're being told today, pack and go, it is a reason to pack and go. It is a reason to go. You have no reason to stay with somebody who is asking you to leave. And you are attracting danger, actually, because you never know what they may decide to do to you. Because it's like you're forcing yourself on them. So that is another reason why it's just that time to go. Like, you cannot stay anymore. Sorry again about that, and I'm sorry about my video and everything. One day it will improve. Don't worry about that. Another reason why you should just leave, for the sake of your peace, for the sake of your, the sanity of your mind, is if somebody is constantly cheating on you, and it has gotten to this level where they even bring this mpango wa kando to the house, to your matrimonial home, to your matrimonial bed, without caring. I have heard of such cases where somebody brutalishly and doesn't care just brings in another woman and lets you watch. They even take another room, they stay in the other room, and you're here. Do you know that the Bible allows divorce on grounds of infidelity? Did you know that? That the Bible actually allows divorce on grounds of infidelity or unfaithfulness. Because God knew that if somebody already is with somebody else, you're no longer one. So it is like, what is it for? Kindly, if this has been constant, it started from far. Maybe you hear somebody say they saw them here, you saw a message, and you're still not sure. But now it has gotten to this level where now it's real. They don't care. They just do that in front of you. I heard recently of a certain sad case where a lady actually cheated on the husband in their home. I'm used to husbands doing it, like they are the ones who bring women to their matrimonial home. But now I've heard of a woman who, in their own home, because the husband stays away and always comes, decides to bring a man in their home. Now, this is mali mefika. This is crazy. And so, if it has gotten to that level where it's no longer a secret, I don't care, you do what you want to do, I do what I want to do, right in front of the children, that is even the worst case scenario. Kindly, it's time to go. You need peace of mind. You even need space to pray. How do you pray when somebody is in the next room with somebody? How do you even find the grace to pray? But you need to just, with the help of God's grace and seeking God for help through the process, it is time to pack and go. And as I say, and I repeat it again, I'm not saying pack and go look for somebody. You see, I've had people who say revenge, see, they cheated on you, so it is your turn to revenge. Revenge may go really bad. Revenge are really bad. The Bible says, leave revenge for God. He knows how to do it so perfectly and so best. So never revenge, because it will go so badly on you and you will regret. So don't go now finding somebody out there because somebody did this at you. Just go and seek God. If you really still want your marriage to work, if you want your partner to change, because you see, like you say, you may really be in love with them and you still want your marriage to work, there is nothing that God cannot do. But you need to pray a lot. You need to pray a lot. There is no shortcut on marriage stuff. Marriage is God's institution, and it has to be rooted in God. Bure, every other solutions are temporary. You will be in and out, short decisions and all that. But when God finally steps in and takes charge, and each one of you encounters God, and each partner meets God, there will be no more struggle. You'll not be crying because each partner now understands what God wants of them. So today I came to just let you know the reasons why you need to leave, and I just gave you four. One is if God has directed you to actually go. Secondly, if you're going through physical abuse, it's time to go. If you're being abused and even using dirty words in front of the kids, it's time to go. Number three is if there is constant cheating, and even until your own matrimonial home, it is time to go. And the other one was if they ask you to go. If constantly you're being told, I don't like you, I don't love you, I want you to leave, why are you not leaving? You talk about going and you're not going. My friend, it's time to go. It's time to go. God bless you so much, and I pray for you that you really find the grace in every decision that you make, that God may guide